Every morning, millions of American kids walked out their front doors to go to school, to ride their bikes, to simply be kids. Their parents watched them go and never thought twice, because this was America, and kids were safe here, until they weren't. On September 5th, 1982, a 12-year-old boy named Johnny Gosch left his home in West Des Moines, Iowa, to deliver his Sunday morning paper route. It was a route he had done dozens of times. He knew every house, every driveways, every dog that barked. He was gone in under 4 minutes. And for the next 40 years, no one has been charged, no one has been convicted, and Johnny Gosch has never been found. Johnny Gosch was, by every account, a normal American kid. He was 12 years old, 5 feet tall, with blonde hair and blue eyes. He lived with his parents, John and Noreen Gosch, in a comfortable suburban home in West Des Moines. He was a Boy Scout. He played sports. He had friends. His paper route was a source of pride. He'd earned it himself. That Sunday morning, his father, John Sr., was supposed to go with him. But Johnny insisted he could handle it alone. He was 12. He wanted to prove he was growing up. That small, ordinary decision would haunt John Gosch Sr. for the rest of his life. At approximately 6:53 a.m., a neighbor named Mike Ginsberg saw Johnny stop his wagon near the corner of 42nd Street. A strange man approached him. They spoke briefly. Then Johnny's wagon, his papers, and his dog, who had followed him out, were found abandoned on the sidewalk. Johnny was gone. The neighbor waited before calling anyone, assumed it was nothing. By the time Noreen Gosch called the police, it had been an hour. Here is where this case takes its first devastating turn, and where institutional failure begins. When Noreen Gosch called the West Des Moines Police Department that morning, she was told to wait. Standard protocol, they said. Children often wander off, come back in 72 hours. John and Noreen didn't wait. They searched the neighborhood themselves. They knocked on doors. They called hospitals. They did what the police would not. When officers finally responded, they treated it as a runaway case, not an abduction. Despite the abandoned wagon, despite the witness, despite a family who knew with absolute certainty their son would never leave voluntarily. The first 48 hours of a missing child case are the most critical. They are called the golden window. West Des Moines police let that window close without an Amber Alert system, which didn't exist yet, without a national database for missing children, and without a single detective assigned full-time to the case. The FBI would not get involved for weeks. By then, the trail was cold. As weeks turned to months and months to years, a pattern began to emerge, and it pointed towards something far more organized and far darker than a single predator acting alone. Investigators and private researchers began connecting Johnny's disappearance to a series of other missing boys in the Midwest, all taken in similar fashion, all around the same age, all within a concentrated geographic corridor. Paul Bonacci, a convicted sex offender, later claimed under oath that he had been part of the network that abducted Johnny Gosch, that Johnny had been trafficked, that he was alive for a time, and moved between locations across multiple states. Bonacci's testimony was, in part, corroborated by details that were never made public, details only someone present could know. In 1999, 17 years after Johnny vanished, Noreen Gosch received a phone call in the middle of the night. A man's voice. He said one sentence, "Mom, it's me, I'm alive, but I can't come home yet." Noreen Gosch believes, to this day, that it was Johnny. Law enforcement has never confirmed it. They have never denied either. Out of the ashes of Johnny Gosch's disappearance came something that changed America forever. His mother, Noreen, became a relentless advocate. She lobbied Congress. She spoke at hearings. She refused, in the face of complete institutional indifference, to be silent. In 1984, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children was created, directly influenced by cases like Johnny's. That same year, the milk carton program launched. For the first time, missing children's faces on the one item in nearly every American refrigerator. It was Noreen's idea. It was born from desperation. Johnny Gosch became the first child ever featured on a milk carton in America. Millions of children saw his face over their breakfast cereal. His case became the symbol of an era, the moment America realized it had been naive about the safety of its own children. The missing children crisis of the 1980s fundamentally reshaped school safety protocols, law enforcement response procedures, and how America talks to its kids about strangers. All of it because of a 12-year-old boy on a paper route who never came home. As for today, the case of Johnny Gosch remains officially open and officially unsolved. Noreen Gosch is now in her 70s. She has spent 4 decades searching for her son. She has been dismissed, discredited, and ignored by the very institutions that were supposed to help her. And still, she has never stopped. In 2006, someone left 3 photographs outside her front door. They showed a young man, bound and blindfolded, alongside what appeared to be other captive individuals. Noreen identified one of the figures as Johnny. The photographs were never fully authenticated. The source was never found. The West Des Moines Police Department closed their active investigation years ago. No arrest has ever been made. No suspect has ever been formally charged. Paul Bonacci was awarded $1 million in a civil lawsuit for abuses he claimed were connected to the same network. The judge ruled in his favor. But in the eyes of the criminal justice system, no one is guilty of taking Johnny Gosch. He would be 54 years old today. Somewhere there are people who know what happened on that corner on September 5th, 1982. Who saw something, who did something, who stayed silent, and a mother who is still waiting for her phone to ring. The case is cold. The truth isn't. If this case moved you, share it. Someone watching this video may live in Iowa, may have heard something, may know something they've never said out loud. Cases get solved because people talk. Subscribe to Grave Inquiry, where we don't let the files stay closed. New episodes every week. Leave a comment below. What do you think happened to Johnny Gosch? We read every single one.